Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie Esther here, and this is going to be my final bit of news for the day. As I said in an earlier video, I'm covering the news stories from last week that I wasn't able to turn into videos because I was setting up my new PC, and this may be the piece of news that you are the most familiar with since it is the oldest, and it concerns the upcoming Trickster changes. This news was put out on April the 8th. Again, this is in another official Dead by Daylight forums blog post written by Peanuts, our dev/community manager. So we're just going to read through it here. Good news, everyone. Why did I just have a Futurama flashback there? Good news, everyone! We've prepared some changes to the Trickster in time for the 4.6.1 bug fix patch. Our goals with these changes are to make him feel better to play, as well as give him a slight boost in power without feeling oppressive to play against. So now, tomorrow is the public test build in which we are going to test the upcoming mid-chapter changes. Mid-chapter is going to be 4.7. When Trickster came out, the all kill chapter was 4.6. We haven't had any patches on 4.6 yet, so the first patch that comes out is going to be this 4.6.1, in which they're going to address these changes with Trickster. So I expect that this will be in the next day or two that this patch will come out, since it's almost 2 weeks since Trickster has been released. Keep up. Increase movement speed while throwing knives from 3.68 down to 2.68 meters per second. Change it to 3.86 down to 3.68 meters per second. I'll explain that a little bit better here in a minute. Increase main event movement speed to 3.86 meters per second. Decrease killing part chords and caged heart shoes effects respectively. To help the Trickster keep up during a chase, we've increased both his maximum and minimum movement speed while throwing knives. The speed penalty from throwing multiple knives is now significantly lower than before. This allows you to lose less ground while using your power and land more knives before losing sight of the survivor. So when you started, the movement speed of a survivor is 4 meters per second. So when you started throwing knives as Trickster, you decreased your movement speed to 3.68 meters per second, which was slower than a survivor. And then as you continue to throw knives, it would go all the way down to 2.68 meters per second, which I'm told is slower than a walking nurse, or floating nurse, I guess. So that was quite slow. So they've changed that to 3.86 meters per second, which is still a little slower than a survivor, but then it can only go down as low as 3.68 meters per second, which is what the starting point was initially before. So that's been decreased significantly. The penalty is a whole 1 meter per second at the tail end of it difference, so that should help him with the speed boost. Draw faster. Decreased wind-up time, readying your knives from half a second to a third of a second, basically. 3.35. Increase wind down grace period from 1 second to 1.25 seconds. To make his power feel more fluid, we've decreased the time it takes to ready his power. This will both feel better to use and give you a larger window to throw knives, as you'll be able to keep up much better than before. The grace period before you can do a basic attack after canceling your power has been increased slightly. Understood. More control. Removed the spread on thrown knives and greatly decreased the recoil. Initially, the Trickster launched with both spread and recoil, the random inaccuracy to each knife thrown. As landing multiple hits on a sporadically moving survivor can be challenging on its own, we've removed spread and significantly decreased the recoil. This will give you much more control and make your accuracy more dependent on your own skill. Nice. Miscellaneous changes. Finally, rounding off the list with some various but still notable changes. Increase the initial laceration decay timer from 15 seconds to 20 seconds. This gives you a longer window to follow up with additional blades before the laceration meter decreases. Nice. Decreased post main event cooldown from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. Iridescent photo card can now injure survivors. So let's look at that one here. So previously it had said that when a survivor's laceration meter is 1 blade hit away from the maximum they are inflicted with the exposed status effect, filling the laceration meter does not injure or down survivors. Okay, so they had gotten rid of that part that said you could still hit them with a regular blade to injure survivors now. All the changes listed above are planned for the 4.6.1 bug fix patch. Thank you to everyone who left us constructive feedback. As we've done with other killers, we'll be monitoring the Trickster's performance and making further updates if necessary in a later update. So if they feel these changes make him too strong, they're going to dial it back. But I think pretty well the consensus is that ji-woon, the Trickster, needed something. So, you know, I think we're all pretty happy that we're not going to have to wait 2 months to see anything change with him. I do understand why they have had this kind of a blanket policy that they don't want to do any knee-jerk reactions, because that's what they did initially with Freddy and it wound up being a mess. So I understand the policy to wait and see and get more data and see if people can figure out how to play a certain character from both sides before there are any changes made. But I think it was pretty clear that Trickster needed a little something coming out of the gate, so it's nice to see that he's going to get a bit of help fairly soon. So we don't know exactly when 4.6.1 bug fix patch is going to come out, but I think it's going to be fairly soon. Tomorrow is going to be 2 weeks since the All Kill chapter released, so they don't normally wait much longer than that for the first bug fix patch to come in. But what we do know is coming tomorrow is the public test build for 4.7, the mid-chapter patch. We'll be able to test all that new content tomorrow, and I'll be live streaming it, so I hope to see you there. As always, thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know when I release another video. And as always, don't forget to take care of each other in and out of the fog, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.